This is what's called on-the-spot reporting. And am I on a spot? Listen here, Benny. 4 and 9 pence for a few clips of the scissors, a stroke of the razor and a whiff of hair oil, and 5 and 6 pence downtown. It's getting a bit much, isn't it?
No, Frank, why should you say that? Do you realise we're living now in the 20th century? Do you want me to remain static with my prices?
You're static now.
I'm sorry, Frank, about that. I'll continue. But do you know it costs 37 shillings for the same work in Japan?
Well, the prices you're charging, you'll be able to go to Japan to check the prices there.
Do you know it cost me 13 shillings 10 years ago for a haircut in Paris, in the suburbs? And you're complaining about 4 and 9 pence. I'm surprised at you, Frank.
Travel broadens the mind, I can see.
Well, at this rate, I'll be emigrating.
Now, for heaven's sake, man, sure, business is better than ever it was. I remember when this was a once-a-month job. Now it's once a fortnight. Someone will come in every week. So the trade's doubled.
It is, Frank. So are our overheads. So are our wages. So is everything in this country regarding hairdressing. I remember the time that a gentleman only came in once a month, once every 2 months. But there again, he was 15 years behind the times in comparison to Europe and America. At last we're educating gentlemen to look after their hair.
But you listen here. You're up to all kinds of dodges in this business. We used to give the old thatch a scrub with the carbolic soap on a Saturday night. Now everybody has their head in that basin at five bob a go. Well, there must be a good thing too in camouflage and the old silver threads among the gold. And what's more, you're using the same pair of scissors you were using 14 years ago.
I disagree with you, Frank, very, very much. There again, if gentlemen require treatment, we have got to keep the times, pay the extra prices, and buy it from the States and from Italy, and all our machines come from Germany. You don't get those for nothing, Frank. We also have to consider the men that are working for us. We have got to look to their future. We have no pension scheme in this trade. We are trying to think of the staff and ourselves. There again, if we enter the common market, what you're going to have is you're going to have foreigners coming over here, taking over. They'll be allowed to come into this country, take over, and you'll pay a lot more than $4.99 for your haircut. In America, you cannot start this business unless you have a license. And this is one thing we haven't got in this country.
A license?
Yes, to start business in hairdressing.
Benny, what do you think of this proposal I see in the Wexford People? They say there should be 2 kinds of service, maybe 2 different kinds of saloons. One to cater for the old back and sides business, you know, and maybe a quick scalping job for boys under 16. You know, the same as cheap fares for children and free bus fares for old age pensioners.
No, I couldn't agree with that, Frank. There again, to do a good job, let it be a child, a youth, or an adult, you must put your best into it. And it takes as long to do a child's haircut as it does a man. Actually, it takes longer.
What about the unfortunate man? And mind you, there's plenty of them in the country at the present time, with 5 or 6 young fellas still going to school. What's it going to cost him to keep himself and them tidy around the head?
Well, he's not getting what he was getting 20 years ago. Is he?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think he is. But we must keep with the times, Frank.
I suppose you'll be telling me now
that... It's very hard on hairdressers. I don't know why. I knew at my mercy.
Of course, we've been talking about overheads and about 4 and 9 pence and 5 and 6 pence, but this doesn't take any account at all of the traditional tip.
The traditional tip, Frank, with the men, it's a thing of the past. They don't want tips. No man likes it in our business. And this is precisely why we are looking for a living wage and a living price for our haircut and our work.
In its article on the subject, the Wexford People concludes, at 6 shillings, which includes the disputed tip of 6 pence, the day will soon come when home hairdos will be as fashionable for men as they are for women, and economic too. Well, in fact, I have a few suggestions which might help you to reduce your overhead, shall we say, but there are times when discretion is the better part of valor.